How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? How are you doing today? I hope you're excited because today we have a very exciting checklist announcement for the 2022-2023 Series 2. Yes, all the Young Guns are now revealed, so we know who's all going to be in Series 2. And the crop's decent. I wouldn't say it's better than Series 1, but there's definitely some good names. And today we're going to discuss my top 5 Series 2 Young Guns. My criteria for this specific list, I'm going to be looking at the top 5 Young Guns I think will have the most value 3 years down the road, or maybe even further. These aren't the Young Guns that are going to have the most value on release day. I'll touch on some honorable mentions of some guys I think are going to have high values on release day and drop over time. But yeah, we're just 2 weeks away from Series 2 dropping, a little over 2 weeks. Drops on April 5th, so make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for our release day hobby box opening. You don't want to miss that. Get a sneak preview of Series 2. Very excited. Drop a like on this video if you enjoy what you see here, like videos like this. Comment down below which Young Guns you're excited to hunt in Series 2. And yeah, make sure you guys follow us over on Whatnot at Arc Sports Cards. Drop into a stream and say hi. All right, kicking off our list at number 5 is one I'm not overly confident in, but he's a goal scorer. It's Gunther of the Arizona Coyotes. He was drafted 9th overall by the Arizona Coyotes in 2021, and he's a goal scorer, and goal scorers sell in this hobby. It's just he's in that terrible Arizona market, but I think if Arizona can improve over the next few years, and he's a big part of that, maybe they go on a playoff run or something in the next 3 years, yeah, I think this card could gain some value because I think he's going to be at the centerpiece of this organization, and he's a goal scorer. He scored the golden goal for Team Canada in the World Juniors. He's Canadian, so that helps his hobby value a bit. Before being sent back to the WHL, Gunther was having a very solid rookie season with 15 points in 33 games. The only thing that concerns me with this card is the market. I think he's going to be a good goal scorer. It's just, will he be good enough to have value in that terrible Arizona market? We'll have to wait and see. And one thing quickly to note, this isn't financial advice, and there's no defenseman on this list because typically defensemen in this hobby do not hold value. So that's why I decided to put Gunther on this list over, spoiler alert, Caden Gooley's not on this list, or any defenseman for that matter, because they typically don't hold value. All right, coming in at number 4 on our list is going to be someone that's having a very underrated season, in my opinion, because he's playing on such a bad team. Andrey Kuzmenko for the Vancouver Canucks. The one thing with Kuzmenko is he's already 27 because he spent so much time in the KHL, but he's been scoring like crazy on a bad Vancouver team. If you look at Kuzmenko, if he can become a core part of the Vancouver Canucks, I can see his card having value. If he can keep up the scoring pace, it's kind of the opposite of the Gunther effect for this list. I had Gunther at 5 because of his market. I have Kuzmenko at 4 because of his market, because Kuzmenko is in that strong market. He's been producing well. It's just, can he become a core piece of the Canucks when they do get better? If they get better in 3 years, we'll have to wait and see. But if they do get better, is he going to be a core piece? And if he is, I think he's going to have some value. And yeah, I like Kuzmenko. We'll see how long he lasts in Vancouver. I do know they just signed him to an extension, but you never know with the Vancouver Canucks. It does seem like they're always a mess. Sorry, Canucks fans, but we'll see if the Canucks can get it together over these next 3 years, and if Kuzmenko can be in the top 5 in this crop 3 years down the road. Coming in number 3 on this list is someone I'm very high on. I'm not sure what the complete upside is with his market, but Wyatt Johnson has looked spectacular in his rookie season. I watched him in the OHL last year in the OHL playoffs. He looked great with the Windsor Spitfires. And yeah, I'm a big Wyatt Johnson fan. I think with Johnson, he has a bigger upside than Roope Hintz does. I think Hintz has kind of reached his max potential, and his Young Guns isn't worth a whole lot. But I think Wyatt Johnson has a lot more superstar upside. If he gets to a Jason Robertson level, I think that's the ceiling for him. I don't think he's going to be a goal scorer like Robertson is, but I could see him being his playmaker. Obviously, playmakers don't sell for as much as goal scorers do, but I could see him being worth close to what Jason Robertson is worth. Over 72 games this season, Wyatt Johnson's registered 36 points, and it's a big reason why Dallas is doing so well, adding some depth scoring with Wyatt Johnson. We'll see what his ceiling really is, and yeah, I'm a big Wyatt Johnson believer. So coming in at number 2 on our list, I think a couple years down the road, when we look back on 2022-23 Young Guns, I think everyone's going to think of the Seattle Kraken immediately. Manny Beniers is the big name in Series 1, Shane Wright the big name in Series 2, and Shane Wright has that big potential, and we'll have to wait and see how strong the Seattle card market really is. I don't think it's going to be great if you look at Vegas. There is some good names in there, but if Matty Beniers and Shane Wright can both be core pieces to the Kraken, if they can go on some playoff runs, I think Shane Wright, his ceiling is huge. I really like what the Seattle Kraken did with Shane Wright and how they handled the situation. He wasn't playing well in his first couple games in the NHL, so they saved the year on his contract, signed him down in the AHL. He got some confidence in that little loan stint, scoring 4 goals in 5 games. And then, of course, he went on the World Juniors, played really well in the juniors, won gold medal, and then he went on to the OHL where he's been lining it up ever since. And yeah, overall, Shane Wright, I think he's going to be the perfect 2-center for a deep Kraken team going forward. If they got Beniers and Wright and then build around that, I think he'd be a core piece and a good team for years to come. I kind of wish the Habs handled Slafkovsky more similar to this than just have him play in the NHL, not do great, and not even send him to the juniors. But yeah, we'll touch on Slafkovsky in a bit. Before we get to the number one spot, we're going to go over some quick honorable mentions, and we're going to start with my guys, my 2 Habs defensemen, Arbor Xhekaj, Caden Gooley in this product. Very excited to hunt these guys. They'll have some good value at the start, but over time, I think these cards are going to go down just because defensemen typically don't hold value very well. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this stuff drops and Arbor Xhekaj's young gun's worth like 30 or 40 bucks, and in 3 years from now, it's worth 3 to 5. Just kind of stuff, the way this works. Yeah, so maybe temper your long-term expectations for these guys. And that is my problem for my first glance at this crop, is most of the good names are defensemen and they don't typically hold value very well. Next up, David Jiricek, drafted 6th overall by the Columbus Blue Jackets. Probably won't have a ton of value long-term at all unless he can become like a Victor Hedman, Maurice Seider type. If he's just a strict defensive defenseman, doesn't have a lot of scoring at all, yeah, probably won't be worth a whole lot, maybe 10 bucks at the most. But if he can become a Victor Hedman type, then maybe he could be worth something. Next defenseman we're going to talk about briefly, Bryant Clark, also in this crop. He's got some decent offensive upside, but in LA, probably won't be worth too much. Another defenseman in Ottawa has some good offensive upside, Jake Sanderson. I believe they took him 5th overall, and there's just a lot of competition for him now with Chychrun there. They got Jacob Chychrun, you got Thomas Chabot. He's got to take over one of their spots on the top power play if this card wants any value. And yeah, just a lot of unknowns. We'll have to wait and see with Sanderson. We will mention one forward briefly on this honorable mention list, Dylan Holloway. He's had a miserable rookie season, but if you can find his game and play as a core piece in that Edmonton Oilers market, he could definitely have some value if he can get the scoring up, if he can play with McDavid. We'll have to wait and see with Dylan Holloway, but he needs to improve a lot on his rough rookie season. All right, without further ado, coming in at number 1, you guys know who it's going to be. It's going to be my guy. It's going to be Juraj Slafkovsky, 1st overall pick to the Montreal Canadiens, and it's strictly because of the market. Honestly, from a Habs fan's perspective, I think Shane Wright's probably going to be a better player, but because of the market, because of the 1st overall pick, I could see Slafkovsky's card being worth more in 3 years. I kind of see him more as a top 6 forward. I don't really see him with that superstar level from what I've seen in his rookie season, but who knows? He could have a heck of a sophomore season, could absolutely break out. We'll just have to wait and see with Slafkovsky. With his injury ending his season, over 39 games, Slafkovsky had 10 points and 4 goals, which isn't great, isn't terrible. We'll see if he can improve on that next season. It's obvious Montreal's going to build around these 4 forwards, Slafkovsky, Doc, Caulfield, and Suzuki. And out of the 4, I think Slafkovsky probably is at the bottom of the totem pole, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, Doc's cards are nowhere near because, of course, he's on the block cards in his card. We'll see what the Slafkovsky card is really worth in 3 years and if he can really reach that superstar potential we all thought he had when he was drafted 1st overall. So you guys, let me know if I missed anyone down in the comments section below, or if you think this list was absolute gibberish. Let me know in the comments. Drop a like in the video if you did enjoy, and make sure you guys subscribe to ARC Sports Cards. I appreciate you all, and yeah, I hope you're excited for Series 2.